Spicer was gonna do an assessment.
I was told they were going
It's gonna
to.
be
Yes.
done.
Yeah.
That
we
was
were
a
told
year
that.
ago.
We were told
That's
that.
what I was told.
Yes, we were told that as well.
You can see how upset we are because you know what?
Understood.
$500,000 in a lawsuit could be $2 million.
Understood.
Put your brains on. I
Yeah.
mean, this is not rocket science. It's a safety issue.
And the
And it's
engineering's
gonna happen.
already been done because they did it for a mile of the beach already. It's no different the mile north there is a half mile south. They got drain access for sewer on the south side, they got drain access for sewer side on the north side, and there's a pump station at the end that the county services on a weekly basis.
And that's the pump station we have to run your water to. Because that's what I was already told. I was told
But
that
my point is, they keep telling us that a road isn't important because nobody needs to use it. Well, the county needs to use it, the Fed needs to use it because we need to get mail, and God forbid there's an emergency where somebody has to have an ambulance or a fire truck. I mean, it's
In
just.
the wintertime, when it's frozen over with ice.
it's dangerous.
There's
That's,
people
oh, I saw it.
people
It's
that
all right
rely
there.
on Meals for Wheels and stuff like that to get out there to eat, you know? These people have a hard time getting out there.
If you send them to the road commission, the road commission in their meeting on those mornings, they're gonna send them right back here, I'll tell you that right now, because they're gonna say it falls underneath your guys' jurisdiction.
It's an endless
I'm
circle.
I'm sick of having to run and get my kids upside the road because cars are doing 25 miles an hour and they pull off into my freaking yard and almost have my damn kids.
Yeah.
It's absolutely ridiculous. I mean, excuse my
No.
ignorance, but I'm
we got
just,
you.
you hurt my kids, I'm gonna be pissed.
Oh, I
Understood.
concur.
Yeah.
Our youth are our most important asset.
Do you need the Spicer information to make a decision?
We need Spicer so that if the project was to have funding, it could actually have the engineering in order to do the project.
Okay,
And
That's
right
not
now,
what
when
we're
it comes to
being told.
Spicer,
That's the problem.
I've been told miscellaneous things.
Right.
Okay, Spicer is not our planners
So
anymore,
who's the lead?
supposedly.
Who's the lead on the project here?
okay,
Supposedly the supervisor, who's not here. And this is not any kind of a proposal from Spicer. This is
What?
something printed on a piece of paper. That's not, that's the problem.
That's what I just said.
I called here
They're not our planner.
many times, I was told to call.
But I haven't got a straight answer to yes or no. I asked yes or no of Sam. He didn't say yes or
all
no.
the time, so it doesn't matter if we call anybody.
We get the same here.
Yeah.
So, we're trying to get specific information. I mean, I could have printed this on my computer, right, and just popped it out. That doesn't tell me anything about what the conversation with Spicer is, and it says sewer line, right? Sewer line. I don't even know what we're looking at, that's the problem.
What he's been telling us is that you people, because that's what he refers to us on the beach, you people, that we can't drain to, there's no sewer access, we have to drain to the swamp, and it's gonna take 5 years to get a DEQ permit to be able to put this in. So where the hell is that story coming from? I mean, that's not, first of all, it's not.
And the DEQ said they're not allowing anybody to dump in the swamp.
Yeah,
But as I drive down the road, people on the south end of the road are dumping in the swamp.
But
on that heavy rain, it's going there
it's
anyway.
going there anyway.
Exactly. I agree.
But the point of the matter is, it's not even the truth.
Right.
Because the truth is, the sewer's right there. He's trying to tell us it's not. He's just delaying it. I mean, and there's other neighbors here that are not present right now that know more about this stuff. But the fact of the matter is, everybody's getting different stories. We need a point person on the township to handle this and actually get some moved along, because we can't, I mean, every board meeting that goes by, we're not getting anything done.
I sat here and I asked Sam last month in reference to this exact issue. And when I asked Sam in reference to this exact issue, he says it's gonna take $500,000. Where are they gonna come up with the money?
Where did you come up with that figure?
That's what
Yeah,
I
he
like.
doesn't
That's what I would like to know,
Yeah,
but you know
we
what,
haven't
I
seen
can't get that.
And that's the problem. You have to have somebody that actually wants to solve the problem instead of kicking the can, right?
So-
That's what we're saying. We're saying this doesn't solve anything, a piece of paper somebody popped out of their printer, because we don't know what this even does other than us writing a check to them. We don't have that information. It is not responsible for us to approve something somebody popped out of a printer based on nothing and say, sure, give them $50,000 of the township's money. We don't even know where that's going to go or what it's going to do. That's the problem. That's the problem. We need better information just like you need better information. And it's not responsible for us to just do
Use
this
Court can
based
ask
on
for
a
a
piece of
vote
paper.
tonight to ask for an engineering study. that
They
gives
already
you the
supposedly
prints.
did that. But we
Supposedly
never
it's
seen
done,
it.
there's never been a report given.
This has come up before. We have never gotten that information.
Okay. Temporary solution to this problem, and I don't know, these guys are probably gonna get mad at me, is I told you that they put it in an 8-inch ditch on my property line, and then they put 2 with the metal sewer things, and I don't know if those go to the swamp or not, okay? But that, and then if Marty doesn't complain, they can put an 8-inch ditch, tube from the road, low level, run it to the swamp, and that'd take 99% of it out. Now, I haven't talked this.
Problem is how
Water can't run uphill.
It's not the fault.
it's, the road's here, and then the way that goes like this, and then the swamp's there. So the problem is in the bridge, and to try and get that water from here to there, and then that DEQ permit issue comes up, because the moment they know there's a problem, so if it gets solved, they're gonna wanna know how it was solved. Then they're gonna wanna know who put the drainage over there, once that, all of this has been.
Okay, I'm speaking as a township resident, taxpayer, it's the only hat I have on right now, just to clarify this.
Really?
The structure that you speak of in your front yard, it's a manhole cover, correct, or whatever it is? Okay, so that structure has to go
Somewhere.
to a culvert somewhere, north or south? It's just,
Because
It's a little drain that's a bigger ground.
It's just
That's
a,
just
could be a
right when it
Dutch
goes.
well.
like they dug a hole and put it in.
This
Yeah,
is
it
just,
just goes to the swamp. The problem is the water in the swamp's higher than
the
that.
DEQ would never know for that.
Okay.
It's just a.
They would not let us.
It will
do that.
actually
I thought they
water
had
from-
real
It'll
tile.
pay water from the swamp and sit in your tile,
Yeah.
because it has to have a,
It has that fall.
yeah.
All right, so Spicer is still our planner for water issues, correct?
Engineering.
Okay, so I would make a motion that the board is fully apprised of the results of the previous exploratory feasibility study that was authorized way back when, that every board member is given that information, and that we plan a public meeting with all of the residents that are affected by this, with Spicer, to share the information to the public of what exactly is going on and the options that they have identified. You guys should be kept in the loop. Everybody should be getting the same information. You shouldn't be getting the runaround.
Who's
Obviously, we need a
authorized
solution.
them to do any of the work?
This was, Sam, this was
You
authorized,
don't share.
what, a year ago. He doesn't tell us the outcome and then just throws us figures and expects us to vote on it, and that's not okay. That's not okay.
That's not how you
for
spend
you,
money, and that's not how you
for
do
us.
business.
So until we get more information, we can't just write a blank check. So I would make that motion that we hold a public meeting that includes the residents that are affected by this and Spicer, as well as the board members, to share the information so everybody's getting it at the same time with accuracy, so that a decision can actually be moved forward. I don't know that this is the only solution that's available to us. We
What
need to
does
actually have
that
a
piece of
discussion.
paper say? Could you read that?
It says South Linwood Beach. Spicer Group is asking for $47,000 to draw plans for a sewer line on South Linwood Beach from Bowtell South. That's all it says. So I'm sorry. I know you guys have an issue and I want to help you with it, but I am absolutely not authorizing $50,000 based on this. I'm not doing it.
How long
I'm sorry.
ago was Bowtell North done?
That's
3 years ago?
been 3 years ago, 4 years.
If you need a ballpark to kind of budget a number, I'm sure because they're doing the same thing. I don't know who did that, if Spicer did it especially.
Yeah.
They know how much a foot it costs
I
to
think
do
it
that
was-
work.
it's-
And we gotta add 15%
Weight and trim.
for price increases. You're gonna come close, at least to know if we can go any farther.
We don't know what happened the last time we were billed for a feasibility study because we never saw the outcome. So
We don't
I
see the work
even know-
material.
You know,
We
I
see
don't
the
even know
bill,
what this
nothing
is
more.
contributing to it because we've never seen the
Right,
report.
but we have a bill for the work that's already been done. We know what that costs per foot. So if you need a ballpark, we can get
I
one.
got you. I got you. I
The township
absolutely-
don't have that bill, it's at the county, it was that bill.
That's
part
public
of,
information.
yeah.
Yes.
So
It
So
should.
Sam should be able to request
We
that,
absolutely should.
yes.
He absolutely should. And just for the record, even though we're elected officials, he's the only one that can get information from the road commissioner or the water department because they passed a motion not to speak to elected officials.
They won't speak to
except for
us.
Supervisor. So we can't even get that information. We're blocked.
It's very interesting. I asked for the cost of doing business to operate the sewer system per unit, and I have yet to receive it. And the information we were given last fall to raise your sewer rates was from an estimate from October, okay, 22. It was old information, absolutely ridiculous. And that's not how you operate. You can't operate that way. You can't raise people's just because you think it's going to cost more. And you know what? The road commission will not. I went to the meetings, I asked for the cost of doing business, and they will not supply it to me as an elected official. And I asked Sam for it, and he has not gotten it to date, and we are now approaching 6 months.
No longer than that with me.
I mean, with the cost of, it's simple with computers. You know how much it costs per unit to process waste. This is not rocket science.
Who generated that piece of paper you're talking about?
I have absolutely no idea. It was in my
Unsigned.
packet.
Came off someone's printer, right? I mean,
Obviously, it must have. I have no
Did
idea.
Sam just say, hey, I'm not gonna be there, so pass this along?
I didn't.
I have no idea. It was just in my packet. And, you know, I know you guys need action, so I apologize. I just, that's irresponsible. I can't do it.
Just a moment.
Sorry.
Would you read to me the last motion made, please? Here, I got a pen for you.
It was mine.
I'm not flipping, I
was
don't have it.
taking off of the, it's something, motion made by DeShano. And since there was already a study done and the information already there, that she wants to have a public meeting for Spicer to share information to the residents that are affected, that will include the board members and Spicer.
Yes. I think I said
Something on that?
I wanted the information provided to every board member and then to have a public meeting with you guys.
I'm
Yes,
sorry,
I would
I'm
agree.
being sassy, but it's
No,
like.
Dude, I'm tired. I'm tired.
I'm looking right now.
So, but we don't know how long it's gonna take. We don't know how long it's gonna take to get it from Spicer at this point, because obviously they haven't been very forthcoming with information. So to set a timeline, that's, I don't know how quickly that information will come here already, I don't know where it's at.
Where's Sam live? Go over to his house.
Oh, he's in
He's in
Florida.
Florida.
I worked with Spicer a lot of development projects, and they're super responsive.
Just want to say, every
So-
day you wait, it's the same.
They won't.
We've had so many.
They've been told not to talk to the
Continue to
trustees.
get injured, and you're gonna have a lawsuit.
Remember that in November,
Okay.
vote for Brad
To
Eddy.
be held on May 6th at 7 p.m. Got it. May 6th.
So can we,
I'm just gonna-
for this issue with the South Lumen Beach Road, can we put it on the agenda for the next meeting under unfinished business?
Oh,
To
it
be
will
discussed
unfinished
before
business.
new business?
Absolutely should be.
But if we do that meeting on the 6th, we would possibly have a lot better information for the meeting on the
Okay.
12th.
But I'd also like to ask that this be also put on the next regular meeting under unfinished business.
And continue to be every
Until
meeting
finished.
And we will continue to ask for it to be put on until it's
No,
finished.
just put it on.
I agree.
It's
And
a
if you
standing
need
agenda
bring
item until it's
To
finished.
get that at the meeting.
You're gonna get larger crowds until it is.
As long as Sam will put it on the agenda.
Just like you did continue to ask
May
it to be
6th
put
is a
on the
Monday.
agenda.
We want it as a standing
A day to
agenda
meet
item
with Spicer
until it's
and the
finished.
township, and Spicer can tell the
So that's
folks.
gonna be a public meeting that day,
Makes sense.
okay, at what time?
7 p.m.
7 p.m.
Do they have to be under public comments to have this added as a?
If this is done as a public meeting and more of a town hall where Spicer would say what Spicer has come up with as the solve for this, then that would be different, and it would be more of a town hall type meeting.
You want Spicer there?
Yes,
You think maybe you should ask them if that works for them?
I think they can figure out how to get somebody here. That's 3 weeks.
But they also
notice.
need to do the work to be able to do what you want them to do.
Well, if he told me it's $50,000,
Done.
if he tells me it's gonna cost $500,000, they've had to have, and in the meantime, I'm gonna get a FOIA on the other 2 miles that was done, knowing that the cost of everything went up, but at least we would know what the cost of what was previously done.
You put that in the notes, he's getting FOIA, put that in the notes.
Somebody knows what that cost.
That's a shorter stretch of road too we're talking about here, it's not as far.
2,000 feet.
I
April
was astounded
17th,
by
9 a.m. is your
$500,000.
Bay County
That
Road
doesn't
Commission
make
meeting
sense
also.
to me, $500,000. That's insane. I'd like to see what that's based upon.
Really?
Astounded by it. Okay.
Hey, you know
So
what?
we need to vote on that motion. We need to vote on that motion. We
need to-
get a second.
There.
I'll second it if nobody else has.
Jeremy, there should be one before that, because it's usually every 2 weeks that the road commission has a meeting on Wednesdays at noon.
You wanna roll in that, or?
Yeah.
April 3rd and April 17th is these guys.
Oh, I'm sorry, I thought you said May.
April.
Got it.
Shano? Yes. Campbell?
Yes.
Cruz?
Yes.
Glass?
Yes.
And then we added.
And he pointed out, though, that there was a road commission meeting on the 17th. If you're not occupied, maybe you should show up at it.
What time?
9 a.m.
9 a.m. Because you know what? I can say something, they want to listen to me. You're the taxpayers, so am I, but
They don't usually have.
that don't
people
matter.
there, so.
Township supervisors, that's about all that's at that meeting, and
Yeah,
3 or 4 people from the public.
yeah.
Bay County Road Commission is on Beaver Road. If you
Right by
don't
the
know where it
railroad.
is,
He's the county commissioner.
okay?
April 17th, 9 a.m.
So what else has got to be done?
Just a motion to add
I lost my
addresses.
notes, so I need to read
Okay.
Yes.
Here it says, add a parcel number on zoning item K.
Okay, so I make a motion to, for the board to insist, I guess, or to compel the zoning administrator to include addresses and/or parcel numbers on his monthly zoning report so that we can identify the specific addresses or parcels.
Second.
What was that for? I'm sorry.
Addresses and parcel numbers on the zoning report. We talked about it way back when.
Oh,
It
this
was,
is.
it was a while ago. We probably forgot.
3 hours.
And a vote?
It is Mike forgot.
Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So, with this in mind, our next meeting is scheduled. We don't have a sheriff's report. What do you got?
This is just a quick communication and FYI that came in. We had authorized Bay Metro to use our boardroom for meetings while they were getting remodeling done. However, they have decided to use Bangor Township instead of us. They've said thank you for being generous. That's that. Okay.
So, we will see some of you folks on
The motion to adjourn.
motion to adjourn.
Motion made.
Thank you.
All those in favor say aye.
3 hours, you're never getting back.
I think this was longer than the